Who was Dan Martino? Who was he?
Well,
Who's
Chattanooga, Tennessee. Chattanooga, Tennessee is a city of about 400,000 metropolitan area. We're a mid-sized city. We're not a big city. Uh, we're a pretty religious city. Got a lot of Christian Bible emphasis in our background. But we had a character. He died about 15 years ago. We had a character that other cities just have not had. Okay, we had this guy. He came out of the fundamentalist Tennessee Temple College. He was short with a humpback and bad teeth, always felt insecure and bad about himself, but he was this unbelievably courageous and ferocious street preacher. And he would run around the city holding these signs that were hand painted, you know, basically you're going to hell kind of signs. And everybody knew who he was because they all saw him run around town. And then he made international fame because he went to the Democratic convention in Atlanta and held a sign saying God is a Republican. And that got everybody all riled up. And then he went to the Republican convention or something, and he held up a sign that said AIDS is the cure, not the disease. And then he would go different places and like hold dead baby dolls in front of the White House or something. He would get on the front page of USA Today and this, that, and the other. And then he ended up protesting in front of the Supreme Court. But anyway, he was Chattanooga's own wild man. But the problem was he wasn't just a moral crusader and cultural warrior, which is where I connected with him. And all those aspects of him were very good. But then later in life, he confessed to having 52 homosexual encounters in 1 year. So he was living a double life. And so he was full of the devil and he was full of the Lord, maybe, if that could be done. I don't know. But he did a lot of good things to the Lord. He was instrumental in Chattanooga closing down our only abortion clinic, and we became the largest city in the country without an abortion clinic. So Dan was just a nut. He was a piece of work. He was amazing. He was loud. He was obnoxious. He was crude. He was mean. He was sensitive. He was insensitive. He was everything. But he was also demonized. And a bunch of us came over to his house one night. And at that point, I was involved in the Vineyard Christian Fellowship. Now I'm Eastern Orthodox. That's a whole nother story. But after the exorcism, and yes, he exhibited all the things you see in a classic exorcism, rolling on the floor and, gagging and, I don't know if it was in this one, but I've been in exorcisms where they like cough up green gook like she did in The Exorcist. So all that stuff that you would expect to see in the exorcism, Dan exhibited. When he finally came to and he was in his right mind and he was loving the Lord, he told me to look in the top drawer of his dresser and to get rid of the stuff in there. I looked in there, it was 3 loaded guns. And I took them and I didn't know what to do with them. So I threw them off the bridge by my office into the Tennessee River. But
He came looking for them again, didn't he?
he came looking for him again because then he got out of his right mind and he wanted to sue me for taking his property. It was all funny. But anyway, he went on to live his life, his bipolar double life. But I ended the article that you mentioned that I wrote about him just saying that he finally died of, the coroner said malnutrition, but I was just glad it wasn't by gunshot. So yeah, he was a strange character.